Our guest is Ilham Amiraslanov. He is from Sabirabad region, Gasimbeyli village. Since the time of the Kur and Araz rivers flooding, Gasimbeyli village has remained underwater. Ilham is a member of the community created by Gasimbeyli village residents. Welcome to our program, Ilham.
Thank you.
You are the guest of Difficult Question.
It's my pleasure.
Our first question is, from your perspective, in the flooding zone, how do you perceive the solution to the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict?
Thanks for inviting me to your program. The situation in the Sabirabad region's Gasimbeyli village, Yukhari Aktacha, and Gasimbeyli village is extremely bad. The villages remain underwater. How could we look at Karabakh in this situation? Karabakh is in our heart, and we will never forget it. However, we don't see any improvements on behalf of the government to solve the Karabakh issue.
Why not?
Today, 20 villages in Sabirabad region remain underwater. When we compare the attitude of the government to these villages with the Karabakh issue, it is not hard to make this judgment. We believe that the Karabakh issue is a very difficult problem for the government, but they do not intend to focus on this issue. Negotiations have been going on for years with no outcomes.
Today you went to the Presidential Administration Office. Who received you? What were your complaints about? What was the result?
About 100 people went to the Presidential Administration Office. First, we all entered the reception room of the Presidential Administration Office. It was 11 a.m. In the reception room, security guards asked us questions like who we were and why we came. We told them that we came from Sabirabad region's villages that remain underwater, and we wanted to see President Ilham Aliyev. We have taken one step at a time. We've gone to the Executive Administration Office, and the Executive Administration had received us a lot of times. We had meetings with Kamaluddin Haydarov and Abid Sharifov. We decided to come to the Presidential Administration Office because we achieved nothing from these meetings.
Are you referring to Minister of Emergency Situations Kamaluddin Haydarov and Deputy Chief Minister Abid Sharifov?
Yes, I am. We met with them, but had nothing to be happy about. Therefore, we came to see our country, the Republic of Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev. Our goal was to tell him about our problems.
How is the situation in your village? From the video recordings, we can tell that the situation there is not great.
Yes, that's true. The situation in our village and in Gasimbeyli, Yukhari Aktacha, and Gasimbeyli villages is horrible. We shot this video on July 18th in these areas. As you can see, there's water in the villages. The villages, graveyard, and houses are all underwater. The conditions are horrible and water still flows into the area. The situation continues to worsen.
Why is it worsening?
Because no one takes this issue seriously. That is why, in order to achieve something, we were forced to come to Baku and see the president.
The government adopted a decision to give you compensation. How much did they decide to give you? Are you satisfied with that amount? Generally, how did the village residents view the compensation?
We were told about the compensation by the Sabirabad Regional Executive Administration head. He said that the Cabinet of Ministers issued a decision on the basis of a presidential decree. According to this decision, the houses that were destroyed will be built, and every member of the family will receive a one-time 200 AZN compensation. This 200 AZN is supposed to compensate for the losses in agricultural products, goods, chickens, and everything else these people lost. The government did not help us. I was digging out potatoes in my garden when my brother quietly called and said that the Sarisu Dam broke and should quietly leave the village in order to prevent the chaos. Personally, I'm committed to agriculture. I had to leave all the potatoes in my garden with my family, and I left the village on the 24th of May.
What do you think is the cause of the floods? Was it an act of God or something intentionally organized by officials?
We believe in God. God is the creator, and we have to believe in this. We will not lose hope. However, official negligence is a culprit behind the floods. Why am I saying this? According to information we have, from 2005 to 2010, more than 1 billion AZN was allocated from the budget and the World Bank to rebuild dams and secure them. Unfortunately, nothing was done to improve the dams. This present situation is a result of this negligent attitude. Our disaster could have been avoided. On June 25th, the Minister of Emergency Situations, Kamaluddin Haydarov, told us to move to Zangin fields. We objected to this, but this is the area of security he offered to us. However, our own flooded area is located 2 meters higher than Zangin.
How is the humanitarian situation? Have you been given assistance? Have the children of your village been able to stay in school? Are you given food?
People stay in their relatives' houses or have rented a house. The assistance has not been planned well. Can you imagine it? One person has to go a week with just 550 grams of flour.
You came to the presidential administration today to complain. It is obvious that they did not listen to you. What was your complaint? Do the people see a solution to the problem? If so, what is the solution? What should be done?
Our goal today was to see the President and to solve problems regarding the restoration of the dam and discuss compensation needs.
How much do you want for compensation?
Our land and people have suffered a huge amount of damage. People are living in a horrible situation. We are not talking about moral damages, though. Our graveyards were destroyed and our history remains underwater. We need the correct compensation to return to our normal life.
Thank you for coming to our program and answering my difficult questions with kindness.
Thank you very much, too.